Hello and welcome to Let's Ride with Stonewolf. We have just left Whitburn on our way to Inverness. It's a bit overcast, but it's not too bad. Weather's alright for riding. Quick recap, we are well behind time. Yeah, we had a couple of issues just around charging. I mean, the charging itself was fine, it's just, people and that kind of thing, waiting. But the riding has been quite nice. Last episode, we were chatting about first exit. Last episode, we were talking about a lot of weird stuff that's been going on in Nottingham recently. And I would like to reiterate, this is not normal for Nottingham. Nottingham is a very nice place. Nottingham is in fact a city of 370,000 people. It's got I think this is the correct way. Yes, okay. It's got a nice little city centre. It's got, trams that are really lovely if you happen to live nearby them. It could do with, extending the network with a couple of more lines, to be honest. It's got decent buses. You can go into the centre of the city. They got some decent shops there, decent selection. They got the nice market square. They tend to have a lot of stuff on there. They have a bell that chimes on the quarter hour. That's notable for being louder than it's supposed to be, apparently. I live in the suburbs. But the suburbs in Britain is not what you might conceive it to be if you're coming from an American context. I live in a single family home near a ring road around the city, which is kind of like a I don't know, do you call it a dual carriageway in the US? It's kind of 3 lanes in each direction with a median. It's occasionally got crossing lanes, but it's not really a strode in the American sense at all. It's just a road that takes you around the city. It's all 40 miles an hour. It's all average speeds controlled, and it's got good walking infrastructure along the side of it, which is separated generally by trees from the carriageways themselves, and is quite wide, so you can cycle on it. In fact, they encourage you to cycle on it. And one of the reasons it's quite wide is you can also use it to access the houses that face onto the road, so that you're not constantly facing driveways, which you get in some places in the UK. I did not expect there to be a dual carriageway here. Okay, it's fine. I don't generally like going in dual carriageways, especially when I'm on camera. It's lame. even though I live in a single family home, I can walk like to practically everything I need on a regular basis. And anything else I can basically get a bus or a tram to. Gym is less than 15 minutes. The climbing centre is less than 15 minutes. The tram is about 10 minutes. The buses are like practically just across the road. Like, I walk a couple of houses down from my house, and there's like a walking gap onto a major route in and out of the city, which is just a road. It's not like a highway, but there's bus stops on that, and I can walk a little bit up and down that. There's like a Greg's, which is, I don't know, coffee and like baked goods, but in a fast food context. Okay. We're gonna make it interesting, are we? Oh, apparently we are. That's cool. Did not expect. Ooh. Well, this is nice. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Yeah, there's a Greg's there. There's a gas station with a convenience store at it. And if I want a slightly better convenience store, just walk a little bit further up the street, and there's a slightly better convenience store and a pharmacy, a drugstore, and a Domino's, and a couple of like random takeouts, and there's like I think it's an Eastern European shop, quote unquote. It's not like a specific Eastern European country. It's like one of those. It's like Polish, Lithuanian, Slovakian, all that stuff, like all in one. But yeah, it's kind of cool. And there's a little hardware store and a little electrical store, and there's a couple of doctors and a dentist and things like that. And there's more convenience stores if we walk a little bit further in another direction. And things that I don't care about, like schools, are all just there. And there's a Screwfix, which is like a trade-oriented sort of hardware store, warehouse thing. But you can still just order things from it. You don't have to be a tradesperson to do that. There's a Screwfix that's about 10 minutes walk, so that's pretty cool. It's hilarious that I can order things delivered from there to my house. I can order Domino's delivered from that Domino's to my house, which is a thing that I do far too much. But yeah, the estate that I live in, estate is like what we call a like block, if you will, of like houses that have all been built together by one developer. The estate that I'm on has little gaps between houses where you can walk through. It has quiet roads where like the sidewalk and the road are merged, and sometimes car drivers don't really understand how to behave in such circumstances, but you know, it's generally like quite a nice sort of way of laying things out. The UK is a bit imperfect at doing these things, you know, it's still Britain, but you know, there's a park in the middle, and you can get into the park via not the main gate, just by going through some of the walking paths. through the estate, and there's other paths that link into like the neighbouring estate, which was built in, I think, the 50s. My estate was built in the 70s. And yeah, like it's really nice to be able to walk places, right? There's a reason why I have this in my garage and nothing else. And I barely use this for like getting around. If I want to go somewhere that's not within walking distance, I will get the tram, generally, or the bus sometimes. I did not pay attention to which one I'm taking. I think I'm just going straight through because I think this is like a motorway one. I think this is a motorway one, so we just want to go straight through. Maybe we don't want to go that way. We screwed up. We wanted the first one. Are you sure about this? Hold on. Hold on. And we're back. So basically what happened there is Google took me on a slightly different route to what I had set out. Or what it had, told me to expect, rather, when I was planning. And yeah, I missed the town where I was supposed to be like, oh, we're gonna cut from here to there. It was a tiny alteration, like, going down a different side road type thing. But there you go. This is the beautifully named Skin Flats, which is just the other side of the valley. And yeah, I can tell you the bit that I just rode through was not very interesting. We're quite close to Stirling. Stirling is over there somewhere. Annoyingly, we are just reaching the point of our battery SSE. I should have listened to that. Stirling would be on the side, right? Right. It'll be on the side, right? I'm an idiot. I should have listened. Let's go straight out that way and see what it does. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, we're just reaching the point of SOC where if this were the other side of Stirling, we could be like, yeah, that's good, we'll keep going. But this is not Stirling, irritatingly. And my battery's hot, and I don't really want to stop at Stirling for like a 5-minute top up. We'll see when we get there. We'll see when we get there what we got. There's 43%. So 43% is what we expected to get to Stirling with. Although, to be honest, I think it was... Where takes it? I think it was perhaps a little, a little over-enthusiastic. That's the wrong word, but you know what I mean. overconfident. Doesn't bode well for like the challenge that I'm gonna do, but we'll figure it out as we go along. I think 41% is the point where like I would get to killing at less than 20%. So we'll see how much we lose getting to the other side of Stirling. Because I don't mind doing a long stop and killing. And it would give the battery time to cool off as well. So what was I talking about? Oh yeah, I was talking about the area where I live. The area where I live is nice. I like being able to walk places. I like not needing a car. I like this being my only thing. I will happily get a backfeeds to cover the shop run, which is the only thing that I really have to regularly travel for. And fun fact, there's an Enterprise 10 minutes walk from my house. Less than 10 minutes actually. The only thing that really makes it 10 minutes is the fact that I have to cross the big stupid ring road. And what that means is, anytime I actually need a car for something, I could just like walk down to Enterprise and pick up a car. Bonus. And also, I'm nestled in the corner of the ring road and the road that like mainly goes out to the peaks, which is really great because if you've watched Peak Performance, that's kind of my stomping ground. And I live right beside the road that goes there. In fact, Lady Bar is like 1 hour from my house. Hey Cardo, music off? What was that about? Sometimes Cardo is a bit weird. It really loves it when you give it a certain command that I'm going to edit onto the screen right now. It will interpret anything as that. It loves it. Absolutely anything. Just like, even if you're not even talking to it, sometimes it'll just like do that. And you're like, what? That's not what I wanted. But yeah, I really like where my house is. It's really good for me anyway. I don't know about other people. My doctor, by the way, isn't a 10-minute walk from my house because I still have my doctor in Rugby, which is an hour's drive away. And the main reason for that is all of the doctors around me have awful ratings. I'm just like, oh, I don't want to have to choose one of these guys. Whereas, like, my doctor in Rugby, I can just phone them up. And they're like, yeah, someone will call you today for a phone consult, and then we'll decide whether we want to, like, actually bring you in. And as I said in a previous episode, the phone consult can actually send prescriptions to my pharmacy, which is like a short walk up the road between the convenience store and the Domino's. So yeah, it's only a problem if I have to actually physically go to the doctor. Which I was terrified I would have to do the other week when I had like the chest infection. I was like, oh no, don't tell me I have to do a face-to-face consult for this. Not only because I would have to drive an hour on my motorbike to get there, but also just because like I don't want to have to go into the place and like be coughing and spluttering and like have to interact with a nurse or a receptionist and a doctor and like sit in reception coughing my lungs up in like an incredibly infectious manner. Because remember, I caught it from someone else. But they were like, yeah, we'll put you on some antibiotics over the phone. Like, oh, okay, cool, thank you. Thank you. You are my savior. But, yeah. I think that we are probably going to have to do a top up here. Where actually am I now? I have no idea. I know that Stirling is somewhere up ahead. Oh, wait. My throat is getting a bit sore from talking. It's kind of an issue, like, my voice still hasn't quite recovered. I'm looking forward to, like, the dinner stop. But unfortunately, Stirling is not the dinner stop. Stirling is just, like, the contingency charging place on the way to dinner. Which I set up, like, ahead of time. It's not like, because I'm not getting the range that I thought I was going to get. It is literally like, I looked at it and went, I might not be able to make this one. I will stop at Stirling, and I was right. Chalk one up for my intuition. Abington. Turns out I literally just scheduled a long one, like an idiot, and it was mainly uphill. So I got terrible mileage. Actually, when I get home, I'm going to post-process the data from this tour, and I'll probably be like, oh no, actually I got decent mileage. I just, like, screwed up the planning. Oh, it's a long day's riding. See, the thing is... there we go. Whoop. I always forget to close it, but then I forget to open it again. Ooh. This is gonna be a long one. Yeah, we're on 20 past 6, and I think we wanted to be at Killin, which is dinner stop, at 6:30. That's Stirling Castle up ahead. Stirling Castle is really impressive, apparently. I've never seen it personally, but apparently so. Oh, we're going to be doing a bunch of uphill to Killin, actually, come to think of it. Because we're quite close to sea level here. So, I think we are going to need to do a charge here. The thing is, I think this is Stirling. And it's just not like a big Stirling sign. Oh no, okay, we got a national. I think we're gonna have to do the charge. I don't like it. But I think we're gonna have to. We're just gonna go a quick top up and give it like 5 minutes. And we'll get on. Mash some trail mix into our face. Lovely. Doing some brain math here. Second exit. What have we done? 57. We've used 545. That's not bad. Second exit. Here we are, we're in Stirling. So, I'm going to end this here. You're going to have to be in suspense as to what happens. So, if you've got anything to say, hit me up in the comments below. If you liked this episode, give it a like. Check out some of my other videos, you may enjoy them. If you do, consider subscribing. And, you know, hit the bell. And if you would like to reward me for entertaining you today, you can find links to do so in the description below. Bye-bye.